Well then, we are here, FOZZY back in the UK, Chris Jericho, Chris Godsize, Special K, from 4Q Radio and mainly Suplex Media.
I remember this 4Q Radio.
That was
very well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
But now we've joined forces with Suplex Media, with the Afro Wonder himself. To,
Excellent, man.
Right on, bring it all together, visual and audio.
Which you don't see because he's behind the cameras. He has a very nice white guy afro. So you can't see that right now.
Palest man in the world, that man.
Very nice.
We'll start off. Great to have you back in the UK. We sorted the weather out for you, obviously, as you can see.
Yeah.
What you're used to, probably. Yeah. There's rumours around a fifth album, maybe, in the works.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just a rumour; it's true. I've already written all the lyrics for it, and now Rich is going to start working on the tunes.
Do you get much time with Rich, with him doing Stuck Mojo as well, and you doing your?
Well, actually, yeah, he hasn't really done Mojo in a while. It's been all FOZZY. I mean, we've been touring pretty much. Touring very steadily since last April when the record came out. So it's been about 18 months, and this is already our third tour to the UK. Yep. We've been to, Australia and all over Canada and France, Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales. This tour we're hitting Germany, which we haven't been for a while. Denmark, Holland, Belgium, Netherlands, Switzerland. So
while we're on the countries, Japan. Is that a possibility?
We've been trying to go to Japan now for almost 10 years, and I think we're getting closer. We're getting closer and closer and closer.
For whatever years time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this year. It's for whatever reason it's hard to get in there, and I mean, you think from my name value from wrestling and then the style of music we play is very much what
Japan.
Japanese fans like. Yeah.
So would you combine the two? Would you use it as a promotional tool for Chris Jericho, as in say just as yourself and FOZZY, or would you keep it strict?
It's always FOZZY. Yeah, I wouldn't go over there in any
You wouldn't do any
capacity.
special appearances for fan cons and stuff.
Well, it depends. I mean, it all depends. I wouldn't go there and appear on a wrestling show or something because it's never been about that, and. Sooner or later we'll get over there. I don't ever take no for an answer. And sometimes you just got to work a little bit harder.
Sometimes you wake up and it's happened.
It'll be that, exactly. It'll be that much sweeter once we get there.
Do you find yourself constantly writing on tour if you've got not much to do? You're just hanging around. Do you find yourself trying to come up with a melody?
Well, Rich writes the majority of the melodies for the songs. What I like to do is write lyrics based on song titles. So I'll keep a log of song titles that I think are interesting, and then when it's time to write, I think these lyrics I wrote over the course of 3 months, just every night, okay, let's write this, let's write that. Yeah, you really got to be inspired by it. You can't just sit down and go, here I'm going to write lyrics, because then nothing comes. Other times you wake up, at 3 in the morning and have some kind of a phrasing in mind. You got to get going right there.
So when are you looking at recording, or are you?
Hopefully in the fall. I mean, we would record already, but we have this tour that we're on right now. It's a big tour. So that kind of pushed things back a bit, but there's no rush. But we'd like to take advantage of the momentum that we have from all this touring and from Chasing the Grail, and how critically acclaimed and fan acclaimed it was.
Do you find yourself changing every time, like getting a bit more? Because it's hard to say as an interviewing you, but like going from Chris Jericho and FOZZY, building up to FOZZY, and now it is FOZZY. With you and
sure. I mean, it always was FOZZY. It was never a Chris Jericho vanity project or whatever. I think the difference is though is that now people are, it took a long time. We've been doing this for 12 years.
2005. Was it download 2005 or 2006?
Yeah, 2005, 2006 maybe, yeah.
Shut a lot of people up in the press-wise, and then since then I think there's been a nice...
Yeah, well, because I mean, obviously there's always a little bit of a, I think of a prejudice against us because of Jericho, the wrestler. Thinking that we're singing about body slams and wearing spandex and, as if we're some kind of a wrestling band,
It's definitely an avenue to get that.
Yeah, but not for us. I've been very, very cognizant of keeping the two separate, because they are two separate things. I mean, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with music, and my big dream was to play in a band and to be a wrestler, and I've been fortunate enough to have both those things come true. So I think now people come to see FOZZY, they might be Jericho fans or Rich Ward fans or whatever, but more importantly, they know our music. And if they don't know the music, they know afterwards. And the only people that don't like this band, I always say, are people that have never heard us.
That's it. Don't give you the time of day.
Exactly. We have a great reputation as a live band, and I think people, the word gets around. We've been doing this very grassroots, which is how all the greatest bands ever made it. You just keep coming back and keep playing live, and people go, "What's up with this FOZZY? They're still around. They're here again." Exactly. We play everywhere. We'll play, the biggest festival in England, and we'll play, Nuneaton, Queen's Hall, and everywhere in between. We don't care. We just love to play, and that's how you spread the word.
That's the way to be.
Yeah.
Guest appearances on this album, you got any ideas? Because you're quite vocal about, say, about James Durbin in American Idol. You know, he cracking voice, and obviously he played with Zach and Judas.
Sure,
so obviously you're next. You've got to be there.
You never know what goes on. It's funny because I think he's very much in the American Idol world, and once that happens, you kind of got to play by their rules. But it would be cool. It's funny because All That Remains was the first album we did that was all original, and we wanted people to really listen to it. So we had a lot of guests. You know, Miles Kennedy and Zach was on it. Marty Friedman was on it, and Mark Tremonti. So. Then then when Chasing the Grail, we had Jeff Waters play a couple solos, not as a gimmick, but because we wanted to have a different style of a player, more of a speed, thrashy type of a solo. Jeff was great on that. I think on this album, I don't think we need any guests. If something comes up where it works,
if it works,
cool. But we're not writing anything or looking to do any stunt casting, so to speak. We don't need to. Our band is the best lineup we've ever had.
Awesome.
The tightest lineup we've ever had, and we're very excited to record a new record with all the guys.
Do you find yourself filtering out, say, the covers in the live set now, or do you keep some of those?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because we do it the way that Metallica or Van Halen does it, where, I mean, there's a couple covers that are pretty much our songs at this point.
Yeah.
You know, when we do Eat the Rich, it's not like, Eat the Rich, that's Crocus. It's people, I think, equate that more with us now at this point. And the set that we're doing tonight is a brand new set, and it's finally the way that I want it. I think Rich feels the same, is that there's one cover in the set, which is pretty much ours, and we put together a pretty cool medley that we did at the Golden Gods Awards in LA this year of covers. Some that we've done in the past, some that we haven't done. And that's it. I mean, the rest is all of our own song. We play over half the new record, and it's a crushing set. I'm really excited about it.
We're looking forward to hearing it, mate. Sonosphere, like you've mentioned, one of the biggest festivals in the UK. You're playing it, and there's the top 4 bands obviously headlining it. Are you looking forward to seeing that, or anyone in particular on the bill you might have heard but you've not seen live? Or
we're playing pretty much all the way through, so we're not going to get there. I mean, obviously the big 4 would be great to see, but we're not going to. We've got our own gig that night somewhere else. I don't even know, Germany or somewhere. And the cool thing is we're opening for Anthrax for a string of shows on this tour throughout like Denmark and Switzerland and Germany. So the night we're playing is Slipknot, I believe. So that'll be kind of cool to see. But I mean, when you're on a tour like this, I mean, you know, Corey's a buddy of mine, and hopefully I'll get a chance to say hi. I mean, Motorhead is great, friends of the band. Phil played with us at the Whiskey. Maybe I'll get to say hi to him. But you're so into your own gig and doing what's going on and getting there on time and taking care of our fans, and meet and greets and VIPs and so the best thing about festivals is there's always people wandering around that you're going to see. And but as far as like, okay, I'm going to have to see this band play, probably not going to happen this tour.
Not this time. Could we talk a little bit about yourself for a moment, or would you like to stay on?
Whatever you want, man.
With you pretty much accomplishing everything in wrestling, your music career is going fantastic. You've had a string of appearances on TV. What if you were to finish now? Would you be happy with what you've done so far in your career? If you're
wrestling-wise, Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't have ever. I don't have anything to prove to go back. Like, I got to go back to this. If the winds blow that way and something comes up that's interesting for me creatively, then I'll think about it. But like you said, the band is doing so good, and we've stopped and started this band a couple times in the past, and now I don't want to do that anymore because we really got the momentum going. So I really want to take advantage.
So no chance of stopping off and take a streak at Mania next year, then maybe.
Well, there's always a chance. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But it's so funny because I think people, especially now with social media and the internet, they want to know everything now, and they want everything to happen now.
It's a shame.
It doesn't work that way, and it's like, if you're like, you're supposed to come back, or you're supposed to do this. No, I'm not. I said that I would come back quicker if I won Dancing with the Stars, but I didn't say I'd come back in a week. Quicker could be 10 years from now. Who knows?
How did you find that?
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was a great experience.
Some new contacts in the media?
Yeah, I mean, when you do a show like that, I mean, it just puts you in an entirely different world. I mean, there's 5 million people watch Raw and 25 million people watch Dancing with the Stars. I think my new fan base of 60-year-old ladies are very happy that I did the show. But yeah, it opens up a lot of doors, and it's very good for
roles? Is there anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things like that, television parts, and also working on hosting a couple shows. Fantastic. Which would be fun to do too. So. I think when you do a show like that, it definitely opens a lot of doors and makes people very open to hearing your name. Whereas, WWE, for whatever reason, you'll never be on the Tonight Show just as a WWE superstar. Not interested. Now, if something comes out and Chris Jericho's name comes up in the Tonight Show, hopefully I can go back because I did it once. So
fantastic.
That's kind of how it goes.
And what sort of movie role would be your ideal, say, to?
I don't know. I like playing things that are a little bit different. You know, you know, action hero stuff is fun, but I'd like to play, you know, more of a Heath Ledger Joker type thing or whatever. I mean, to me, wrestling was always acting, and the whole last character that I played, the best in the world, Jericho, that was influenced by Nick Bockwinkel.
Yeah.
Older wrestler, and then also by Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men, when he played Anton Chigurh, who was a very lunatic, who was very quiet about his lunacy and very matter of fact, and that's kind of where the whole slow talking, quiet talking heel came from, which you see most of the heels in the WWE now using.
Yeah, well, you've always sort of set the standard and left when you found ready to, you know, like when you feel you've accomplished all your characters that lasted for that moment in time. As you've said already, if the wind blows, you'll end up there. As for now, you're still with FOZZY, you're rocking out all over the world with FOZZY. All I can say from us at Suplex Media is thanks very much for the short interview, mate, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thanks very much.
Oh, that's it? You're done?
Yeah, that's it, man. We just wanted it short and sweet, and
all right, man.
wish you all the best, man.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank you.